John was an individual who, at times, we actually had to bar from the mission because he would be so drunk or so disorderly. I remember one Christmas Eve when I was at the mission, Steve Jessen was doing a candlelight service with the men, and John came banging on the door wanting to come in, and I told him to come on in and sit down and behave himself. John had been in prison for a number of years for grand theft auto. He had used drugs. He was a heavy drinker. His career in crime had escalated to include a number of things. But yet John would keep coming back to the mission. One spring we had our crusade. We had a number of volunteers there. We had gone all through the week, and on that Friday night, the volunteer evangelist who stood in front of that crowd gave an altar call. And at the end of that altar call, he waited and he said, there is someone else here tonight who needs to give their life to Jesus, and we'll wait. And you know, we were all tired. We'd done this all week. About 2 minutes went by, and all of a sudden, from the back of that crowd, John stood up, and he came forward, and he knelt and gave his life to Jesus Christ. And I remember that night giving him a hug and telling him, welcome to the family of God. 2 days later, the tornadoes hit Jackson, Tennessee, and John, with a number of men in the area, boarded a bus to go there. They were temp workers trying to clean up the mess. John died of a heart attack 2 days later after he gave his life to Christ. I'll never forget that. Someone else needs to come too, and we'll be there for him.